and another one in our Start Collecting series for the Christmas Advent Calendar. So we are approaching Russ's favourite, the Slaves to Dark.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a strange start collecting set this because the models aren't actually available outside of it, so
Yeah,
it's quite
That's
hard.
a value in itself.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit weird because you're like, I could tell you how much it costs to buy the old models, but they're not the same models. So
no.
yeah, but anyway, it's a great set, really nice models, and I think you can write a fairly competitive army using this as a basis. Obviously, because I've been talking about it on other shows, but the idea is under £300 competitive 2,000 point army utilising start collecting sets. So, Slaves to Darkness, you get a Lord on Karkadrak, you get 10 Chaos Warriors and 5 Chaos Knights. So, I love these models so much, I wrote an army list around them and I wanted to collect an army around it. And this is kind of, it was incidental, the fact that it was a bargain. It was just that, that it was what I wanted to do. So the set is, I think, £60. This one, because it's a bit newer. Some are 55, some are 60. But anyway, this is the Start Collecting set, as you can see on the screen, with lovely models in there. The only thing you don't get is command. So you probably need to find or pilfer some bits off of friends or convert if you want to have the optimal choices. Which is a little bit of a caveat there, that actually will require a bit of modelling if you want to have like ensorcelled weapons on your cavalry, or have a banner or have a musician. So that's a little bit of a caveat on this one. It'll require a little bit of hobby skill just to get there. I mean, you can buy a box of Marauder Cav and that'll give you several banners, several weapons.
Stick a horn on someone's belt.
Horn. So you can get
That's what I did with my Chaos Knights. I just stuck horns on like 2 of the units from the Marauder Cav set, and then one of the warriors, I think he's got like a sword. You just get rid of the sword and put a banner there. And do that.
There's quite a few with their arm out to the side that you can just put a pole in. Like you could just drill a hole and put a thing in, or just cut the hand off and use the actual banner hand.
Yeah. What I did as well is, when you get the Citadel skull set that everyone should own, you get the giant skull, don't you? And I just cut the top off that, flattened out some green stuff, put that over the top, stuck it to one of the guys' waists, and it's a drum.
Yeah,
for the musician. If you wanted to,
solid, good idea. Really good idea.
Yeah, so not like the massive one, but the slightly smaller, like troll size one. I assume you're talking about.
Yeah, because not the giant dragon skull. It's really easy. Just
there's a troll skull.
Carve it, clip it, file it flat, get yourself some green stuff, put your green stuff, make it on, and then if you really want to, you just get yourself some of those water purifier little spots and just like push that into where it would attach, and then that's your nail that holds the skin on top of it, and it's done. Yeah.
Top tips.
There you go. So it is kind of a bit of a caveat, but it is a great box set of really nice models. And I think you can write a very competitive list, because I've been talking about it. But anyway, I'll talk about it again. So the idea of the shopping list is 2 of these start collecting sets, 2 sorcerers, a Be'lakor, obviously, a Demon Prince, a box of Untamed Beasts. That's not the Warcry one with the cards. It's the one that you get double the men. So you get
the 2
so you get the two units in there, and a unit of Varangard. Now the Varangard are very costly. I think they're £60, or I think they're 51 from Element. I think something like that. So they are an expensive set. So like you could basically decide that actually no, I'm not having those, but I actually think the army benefits from having them, and it still keeps you under budget. So this is a £290 GW retail army. Obviously, you can get this cheaper through Element or other stockists if you're in US or Australia, to get this cheaper. Now, basically, what we've got here is, and obviously, if you're in those countries, it's going to cost you more because GW. We have the Chaos Lord on Karkadrak in the list. We've only got 1 in the list, so you could sell the other one, so you can actually make some money back.
Too.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love it. Chaos Sorcerer Lord twice, a Be'lakor, a Slaves to Dark, the Demon Prince, probably going to be Khorne. I haven't put marks. I haven't put anything on here because you can decide that yourselves. But I would go Despoilers. I'd have the Demonic Mantle. You know, I'd have the, you know, all the stuff that I talked about in the other show. But I'm not going to regurgitate all that.
Yeah.
20 Chaos Warriors because we've got 20. Might as well have one unit of 20. 2 units of 5 Knights. You can give them Lances or you give them in Sword Sword. If you give them in Sword Sword, you're going to have to convert them. Lances are fine. I think if you were new and you just wanted to get them on the table, I just wouldn't bother too much. I wouldn't worry. 2 units of 9 Untamed Beasts, 3 Varangard, and that is 2,000 points on the dot.
Perfect.
So this gives you a fairly competitive list. You've got an Anvil in the Chaos Warriors. You've got 2 sort of little darts of hitty stuff. You've got 2 Sorcerers to basically give you oracular visions on your knights to give them reroll saves. You've got demonic power you can cast on the Varangard to give them reroll everything. They can go twice. You've got your 2 screens of Untamed Beast that can move in screen. You've got Bellacorf because he's awesome. Slaves to Darkness Demon Prince who can be Khorne and stop them charging you. And you've got your Lord on Carcatrack Buster Knights. I'd probably go Khorne. You could do whatever you want. You could go any mark. You could split the warriors into units of 5s if you really wanted to. Probably to something like Plague Touch Warband, whatever. There's lots of options. It gives you a solid core of an army. Really nice models. It's under £300. I don't know what the saving is because you can't buy those models separately.
But generally speaking, the Start Collecting's offer like a 30% saving, I think, minimum. So say it'd be about that.
Because if you look at the old models, it's not that big a saving, but the old models are the old models. So,
and it's one of the things you've got with that Start Collecting set as well is that there's quite a lot of spare heads with the Chaos Warriors. So if you didn't want to use the bear heads, you've got spare those that you can use. I'd definitely head swap one of this. I'd probably head swap both of the Sorcerers if you buy in because I'm not sure the horned head of those. So you could probably get those on eBay. You can get the Carcadrak on eBay, and just sort of like recoup some more of that money there as well.
Yeah, so I think the as a solid basis of an army, it's really good.
You've probably got, I'm not sure what the weapons convert like over, but you definitely will have options with the Varangard if you do the Varangard as well to be able to maybe swap those to make the ensorcelled weapons on the...
Particularly once you've included the command on the others, you don't actually need that many models. If you've got command in each, that kind of scoops out a load of your effort because you already did it, basically.
Yeah, I think you should be able to pick up some of the old Knight sprues or the old Marauder Horse sprues. That gives you a lot of options.
Old Chaos Warrior sprues too.
Yeah. They come with banners as well. I think for me, like the banner that you get 2 banners in the per 5 of Marauder Horse. So if you think they sell them in a 10 now, if you buy that, you get 4 banners, 4 horns, 2 horns, and you get a load of weapons which you could just use.
And they're an alright option as well if you can deal with building them and owning them.
Nice shields, javelins.
The older Chaos Warrior set, the ones that are still available now that are outside of the Start Collecting, are also very cheap on eBay. So you could probably pick up the command, like the banner guy and the horn guy of those, and with a little bit of converting, you can just, essentially the banner guy, you just swap the hands, and then the horn guy, you could even just have him as a normal pose because he, like, whilst they're quite static, they look aesthetically identical. They're just a bit more like static. So it may look odd, but you could definitely, if you wanted to, pick up a couple of those command groups. I don't know how available they are on eBay, but I'm sure you could pick them up on some bit sites. Yeah,
from my sort of understanding, I don't think the because I've built an awful lot of that old kit, and the horn is literally just a hand holding the horn that goes behind the shield.
It is,
and then the banner is just like a pole with a banner top. And the thing is, a lot of the poses in this set, they've actually got arms out, and you can use the sort of the wrap on the weapon and just pin underneath and above brass rod, and then put the banner top from the Marauder Horse. I think the thing about why I like the Marauder Horse kit is because you get so many other bits that are useful.
So when when I did my Slaves to Darkness army that I've still got under my bed, I bought a box of Warriors and a box of Marauder Horse and mix and matched because I wanted to be able to have the options, because I do like the Horn Hand, I believe, was left hand, and it was the left hand and the right hand shield. So I put that right hand, essentially cut off a hand and put it in the Chaos Warrior hand, because it fits essentially. It's the same thing. It's just it's just a bit more static when you got it the other way around. Same with the Banner Guy. That's what I did, but I did have the Marauder Horse at the same time. But
I like the drum idea, because there's a guy who's got like a mace, like a spiked mace, and he's got a shield and he's doing like that, and then which is you can see it on the screen if you, which I'll just mouse over here. I think so. This guy, you could do that drum here, take the spikes off of that so it looks like a bongo, and then he's a musician.
Perfect.
Am I drunk, or did one of the guys have his shield on his back and he's holding a head?
Yeah, you're not drunk. That is there. Yeah,
that is there. That's the one I did with the drum. So because obviously his shield's on his back and he's got his shield. But when I've got like quite a few of the old Chaos Warrior shields from back in 8th edition. So whenever I decided not to include that shield, I just stuck it to the back, because it's essentially the same size shield. It's not as modern, but the shapes are the same, right? So there's loads of different ways you can do it.
Yeah, but it's a great set of models. It's under £300. It's a very competitive army, and it'd be a lot of fun to paint and play with. So if you want to do a Chaos army, this is a great way to do it with start collecting sets. So yeah, just if you think it's cool, let us know. But that's what I would. I have done it. So it's.
Spray it silver, dry brush it, wash the lot.
Oh, I'm not doing
done.
That. Yeah, I probably would end up doing something similar to that, because I'll run out of steam. So decent set of models. I'd fairly recommend. If you want to play Slaves to Darkness, it's a great way to get started. So let us know what you think. If you want to join our Discord and chat Chaos, then come along. We've got a whole channel for that, and we'd like to see you there.
Thanks.
Cheers.
See you in a bit, guys.